Oh, it's a birthday. Oh, it's Caspar's birthday. Oops. Normally I'd at least give him flowers, but can we be bothered? Anyway, welcome back to Fire Emblem Three Houses.
The Empire has been defeated, and we have rescued Rhea. But still the flames of war burn on.
Yeah, because we have to take out the hecking Slitheries now. Great.
We journey to Shambhala, where those who slither in the dark reside.
We know nothing of the place, or what we can expect to find there.
Terrible dubstep.
What Flame says is true. If we are to prevail, we must be prepared for any eventuality before we advance.
I will accompany you.
What? No! That would be far too dangerous. Your long confinement weakened you greatly, did it not?
Those people have opposed us since ancient times. I wish to learn the truth about them for myself.
Wild that she's fully dressed now. I don't think she ever recovered this much in Claude's route. Didn't she just kind of die not long after we saved her?
I understand. I will not stop you, but please take care not to overexert yourself.
What? But she's been hiding away so long. She shouldn't just up and go somewhere scary. Trust me, it's a bad idea.
Yeah, seems like good advice.
Bernadetta, hiding away seems a poor description for someone who is imprisoned.
We must be careful not to put undue stress on Lady Rhea.
If the going gets tough, we'll have to carry her on our backs and make a run for it.
You think you can carry her? Maybe someone else should do that part.
Roast him, Dorothea.
No matter what enemies are appearing, we will be protecting her. We will be winning.
Well, everyone's suddenly really Team Rhea. Okay.
If we work together, I am certain all will be well.
The ones we are soon to face have eluded us for a long time. There is much to fear. We must all proceed with utmost caution, lest we fall prey to one of their traps.
Great. This will be fun. Also, last time I did this was not on hard mode, so, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Alrighty then, let's do some hecking exploring.
What? We won against the Imperial Army. I still can't believe it. But I guess we still have some enemies left. I'm not well informed, but I have plenty of fighting spirit.
Yeah, I wonder how much they actually told everyone else. Just like, oh yeah, we kind of have to go to war now. But hey, fun. That's what we do in this game, I suppose.
No.
Classic Fire Emblem. Ooh, is Bernie out and about? That's a change.
With Edelgard gone, maybe Fodlan will finally find some peace. That's all well and good, but, she was also the one to put my father under house arrest. So now he's been released and he's taken charge of House Farley. I can't handle it. I can't deal with him. Please, you have to do something.
Yeah, I wish we could. We can put him back under arrest.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we can just do that now, I guess. Wild.
I thought that taking the Empire's capital would bring an end to this war. How naive of me.
Well, I did put an end to that war. There's just an ultra-secret war that no one else knew about to deal with.
I'll have to write to my family and tell them I'll be gone a while longer.
Yeah. Never too late to do some random gardening. Oops. When I remember the right buttons, of course. Anyway, back to our heckin' explore. I wonder if Rhea's around to talk to again now. That'd be fun. She says, deeply afraid of what Rhea might say, as always.
He's dead. My father's dead.
Oh!
I'm okay, though. Really.
And we didn't even have to fight him, after all the big deal that Caspar made about him.
I was ready for it. He was a general in the Imperial Army, after all. Minister of Military Affairs. He gave his own life so the Empire's soldiers wouldn't have to lose theirs. That's a fight that only he could take on. He was such a tough guy. I fought side by side with you this whole time. But did I ever get any stronger? Will I ever be as strong as my father?
Well, that was cheerful. Anna, are you about to ask me for trade secrets now?
Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. I can hardly believe you managed to handle the capital city like that. Everyone did sterling work.
Yeah, does that not count as something to report? I feel like that's report-worthy.
I really thought we'd know peace after that battle. But we're not quite there yet, huh?
Guess not.
Hello.
What do you require? Farewell.
Professor, there's unrest. I hope things go back to normal. Hey, how about a favor?
Yep, more valuable secrets. Oh, good. Do we even have time to finish that now? I guess we're gonna know soon enough.
That's, Dedu saw to it that Edelgard was destroyed before he departed. His expression once his mission was over was a bit lonely. I don't know where he went off to after that. Maybe he returned home to Dusker.
Yeah, I don't know either, and I kinda wish we did. He's a fun guy.
Our next opponent is an ally of Solon. Do you remember what Solon called us?
Probably insects. Insects or beasts, I imagine, but let's go insects.
No,
Oh.
he called us beasts.
Insects seem more crushable.
Meanwhile, he refers to himself as the savior. Who exactly is he saving?
Good hecking question. Glad someone remembers so long, because frankly I haven't thought about him in a long time, given that it's been like a year since I did that part. Yeah, well, I've got Dimitri's route coming up next, and that'll remind me, I hope.
We saved Rhea, and the Empire has crumbled. The kingdom may as well be finished too. The reasons for me to remain in Fodlan are fading.
Oh, come on, you have Catherine. Their supports are great, by the way. Like, Shamir literally proposed to Catherine pretty much in the last one. It was fabulous. You gotta stay with us.
Of course. I've come this far. May as well see it through to the end.
Shamir and Catherine, top tier shipping material. I love them.
You there.
Hello there.
Hello
So Lady
there,
Rhea
to
was
you
all
too.
right after all. Well done bringing her back safely. Finally, us true believers may breathe easy again. Simply magnificent. You're saying the fight isn't over yet?
Yeah, I was gonna say, wait till we're done handling the Slithers first. Because, you know, they've really got to be here in Slithery. All that fun stuff. Oh, you're up. Oh, you're up
my
here.
Thanks. I heard that Lady Rhea's back. But why hasn't she shown herself to everyone yet?
Oh.
Oh, she's convalescing.
Ah.
Fair enough. She was in captivity for a long time. I pray that she feels better soon.
Mm-hmm. Also, I don't know what they're discussing, but I want to join them. I trust them more than me to lead an army and or kingdom, frankly. Where am I going? Ah, Ferdinand.
Goodness. The history of the Empire spans 1,185 years. And just like that, it ends. But the Hresfelg legacy could live on. When Edelgard assumed power, there were no other rightful heirs. She said that whoever takes the throne next should do so by virtue of merit, not blood. And she truly meant what she said.
See, this is interesting because in one of the previous endings, the one for Edelgard's route, I got her and Hubert together, and it said that they just like casually disappeared one day, so it was kind of what air. But I guess she just left it to whoever fights the best, I suppose.
At any rate, I feel that a huge hole has opened up in my heart. Who knows if it can ever be filled?
That's a good question. But I see Dorothea over here, and I like her more than you, so...
Dear me. So, the moment we defeat 80, the nobles cozy up to the Alliance and Church. That lot really does think only of themselves and no one else. But then there's Count Burgles. He used to be Minister of Military Affairs. He sacrificed his own life so that all the soldiers and officers who fought could be given quarter.
Oh, so we probably killed him. Great.
When I heard that, I don't know, that simple act of humanity, I couldn't help it. I burst into tears. You know Count Bergles is Caspar's father, right?
Yeah.
I can't even imagine how Caspar must feel about it.
Not great is the answer. Quelle surprise.
I thought the war would end with Edelgard's defeat, but that wasn't the case. This may be premature, but I'm feeling a little relieved. I have to consider what I'll do with myself, and where I'll go when this war is finally over. I don't have an answer yet. Let's make sure the next battle puts an end to this war. That way, we can all move forward.
That'll be nice. I'd enjoy that.
Those who slither in the dark, it seems, will finally discover their true form. I get the sense that they're in league with the mages who experimented on me as a child. I wouldn't be surprised if Edelgard was subjected to them too. There's no telling what their true motives are. But whatever their motives, what they have done is unforgivable. They must be exterminated.
Yeah, I'm much more against them than I am against Edelgard. I'm with you on this one. Not that it really matters what I think about Edelgard anymore, because we already dealt with that. Big yikes.
Well.
At least we still have random nun walking out of the wall.
Lady Rhea's back! Lady Rhea's back! I'm so happy! But things aren't gonna be like they used to be anytime soon, are they?
Probably never again.
There's still folks out there that want us all dead, and Lady Rhea still hasn't regained her strength yet. Speaking of which, Professor, please don't ask too much of her right now, okay?
I mean, I'm not planning to. I'm not really planning to ask anything of Rhea, but here we are.
Fighting against enemies whose true nature is unknown is honestly really scary. Still, if there's a force in this world that clearly means us harm, we have no choice but to fight back. With our own hands, we'll safeguard Fodlan's future.
Yeah, let's do that thing. She says optimistically, but incompetently.
Professor!
Still fun that I didn't get any of the professors this time. I wonder how I managed that.
I am so glad that Rhea is unharmed. My brother continues to worry about her, however. Of course, I am worried myself. I cannot imagine being in that situation while in such a state. I hope she will rest now, and leave it up to you and my brother to see things through.
That seems much too easy. I don't think we'll get that lucky, Flame. Catherine's still up here, okay.
Professor, we rescued Lady Rhea. I can hardly express my joy. But now we know about a new foe who intends to bring her harm. In time, we'll realize the peaceful world that Lady Rhea has always hoped for. I'll have to keep that in mind when I'm fighting.
Sounds like a plan.
Yes, we finally got Lady Rhea back from the Empire and fulfilled our mission. I wish we could afford for her to have a good long rest, but that just isn't possible.
Thank you.
Professor! Really?
Lady Rhea's return has already been proclaimed to all the churches in all parts of Fodlan. They are also being informed by order of Seteth that visitations are very restricted for the time being. It makes sense. Otherwise, pilgrims would come from all over Fodlan and overwhelm the monastery.
Let's all come look at Rhea, everyone. A perfectly normal pastime.
You there?
I guess
A moment.
we're just kind of like that as a species, aren't we?
Yes.
Go and look at things that people tell us are important. Yay. And on that incredibly meaningful note, let's have some more conversations.
Professor, as history proves, everything comes to an end eventually. I knew that all along, but it still came as a surprise. Those who slither in the dark. It's all so fascinating and strange. They must certainly have a long history of their own.
I love that he's just talking to the sky instead of Byleth.
And when they fall, that will come quickly too, don't you think?
I hope so.
That almost sounded like a prophecy there. Am I spooking you yet?
Not nearly as much as the thought of going back to dubstep hell.
Professor! Professor! My most heartfelt thanks and congratulations on Lady Rhea's safe return. With your magnificent achievements, maybe you'll join the ranks of the saints one day. I'm sure when the monastery is rebuilt, they'll make a proper statue of you. All majestic and shiny and tall. Oh, I just know they will.
Great! I will pray at your statue. That's oddly threatening. Knight lovers, chivalry, don't care about being a knight. Strength and courage, I guess. It's not actually what I'd say, but it's what Caspar would want to hear. Also, was his thing that he didn't want to be a knight? I barely remember at this point. Anyway, Petra, where art thou?
Hi.
Huh? We have succeeded in rescuing Lady Rhea, but Seteth's countenance remains clouded. When will peaceful days return to this monastery? That time feels so distant.
Well...
Hi there. No. The Empire has broken in smithereens. Now it is possible for me to go back to Bridget. But I cannot choose that choice. The time is still too soon for that. We must be stopping the evil for everyone in Fodlan. We will be fighting until the end of it.
I paired her with Cyril again just because they were the ones left without supports. And they actually had pretty cute ones. I liked their ace support. That was a very creepy giggle from that child, but hey. Now is it my turn to go and stare at Rhea? I would like to go and stare at Rhea. It seems like that would be amusing. Oh, Rhea's sleeping.
Rhea is sleeping right now. If it is not absolutely urgent, please do not disturb her rest.
But I wanted to stare at her.
The long confinement took its toll on her health. Truthfully, she is in no shape to be exerting herself at all, to say nothing of a military expedition. To make matters worse, we are now facing a very old enemy. One that has conspired against us since time out of mind.
Yay.
Please proceed with caution. I have a bad feeling.
Oh, me too. In fact, I have a horrible feeling about everything to do with this, but my reasons are probably less sensible than theirs. I do appreciate that this combat forecast thing seems to show Byleth attacking Lorenz. That's a hecking mood. I didn't miss him. I feel kind of bad for killing him, but I didn't miss him.
Hey! Hey you, listen up. I've got something to report. I hear we conquered the Imperial capital, but the war's still not over? Not sure how much sense that makes, but then making sense of things isn't my job.
Or mine, apparently.
Look out for yourself in the next battle, got it? I'll have lots more things to report by then. That's a promise. In the meantime, I'll be cheering you on.
Yay. Yay.
Nothing tastes better than a drink to celebrate the fall of the Empire. You know, Thraldarius, one of the 10 elites, is a distant ancestor of mine. Even if the kingdom as we know it no longer exists, there's a poetic justice in taking the Empire down.
I like all the wings you have on your shoulders. That's very snazzy. Maybe not what I should be focused on, but here we are.
Of course. I thought defeating the Empire would be the end of it. But now we're after some mysterious shadow organization? For crying out loud.
Exactly how I felt on Claude's route.
If that's what it takes to achieve peace, count me and my muscles in. This might be my last chance to literally save the world with my strength. Not gonna let that pass me by.
I do kind of love you, Balthus. You're good fun. Right.
Professor! Whatever threatens Fodlan also threatens my dream. This folly must end now.
Do you think we have a chance?
You go to war harboring such doubts? Pray keep these faint-hearted ruminations to yourself. What is frightening is to have scant idea of what is in store. Now that we know, victory shall be ours.
Doesn't it kind of ruin your dream if the Empire doesn't exist anymore, given that that was your whole thing? I mean, I don't know. Just saying.
Sounds like there were shenanigans happening behind the scenes in the Empire.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
I think war was basically inevitable no matter what Eddie did, with those creeps pulling the strings. Come to think of it, I wonder if the lady who kidnapped me was... Never mind. Not worth mentioning.
I mean, probably. In the club of people who got kidnapped by suspicious magic people, they all seem to have one source.
I got a message for you. From a dead man.
That's a great start to a conversation. Very ominous, 10 out of 10.
The Emperor was keeping the Archbishop alive as insurance against those who slither in the dark.
Huh.
When you go to Shambhala, the message says, take the Archbishop with you.
Which dead man did you get this from? I guess I'm never gonna know.
Slithering in darkness. Unsettling, to say the least. You must be boiling to avenge your father, though.
I mean, it's not like that exactly.
I've gotta say, I wish you were a little more fiery about all this.
Oh, I'm plenty fiery. That's just not what was on my mind right now.
Though, I suppose a lot of time has passed since your father died.
Both in-game and out of game.
I imagine this battle will be a defining moment in history. All or nothing. Let's do this.
Yep. Right, that should be everyone, so I will go about my usual monthly nonsense and get back to you when it's complete. Okay then, let's get this over with, she says, sighing heavily. Aren't I just excited to go back to Shambhala? Yay. I can hear Lonku screaming in the background, which pretty much sums up my mood. Okay, I don't think there was anything I needed to check. And I guess I could clear up some of these, but they're mostly Caspar, so I can't be bothered. Mission it is! Though the flame of war is quenched, its embers endure, travel deep underground to confront those who slither in the dark. Great! Great! I'm so excited about this, can't you tell? At least it's a reasonable time of day.
Relying on a map entrusted to them by Hubert, the Resistance Army sets their sights on the base belonging to those who slither in the dark. Beyond its entrance, they are met by a sprawling underground city.
Okay. I forgot how completely random this feels, but... ah well, here we are.
To think there is such a vast space hidden beneath the ground. How very creepy.
The atmosphere here is very different from the Holy Mausoleum or Holy Tomb. Look at the shapes and the light.
Listen to the nonsense music.
It's too strange. It's all really old, but you get the feeling that it's also... new? I don't understand it.
This decorating is not of Fodlan. What is the meaning here?
I hate the look of things in here. Is this some kind of a city? I would never, ever live here.
Living underground, all safe and isolated. It sounds really awful.
An underground city hiding those who slither in the dark. I would not mind finishing up here and returning to the surface with haste.
Hey, me and Ferdinand agreed on something. Good lord.
Let us search for a way to descend farther still. We should survey our surroundings carefully.
Oh, I forgot we have Rhea. Hi, Rhea. Something on your mind?
No. It is simply, we must defeat those who slither in the dark, no matter what happens. But if my conjecture is correct, the one who they will wish to kill the most is you, dear child.
Why me? I mean, we know, but...
They are aware that you can use the sword of the Creator. Your body houses the same power they once bestowed upon Nemesis. That is why I must protect you, no matter what. Even if I must die to do so.
I don't understand.
Somewhere in your heart, I believe you do understand. You must at least have your suspicions. There is something I have not yet told you, dear child. I swear to illuminate you once this awful battle has concluded.
I mean, that's an easy promise to make when you're pretty convinced you're gonna die in it.
And at the same time, I will offer my apologies to you. I must, because when you learn the truth, you will also learn what you are and how you were born into this world. It will be a hard truth to hear. When the time comes, I hope you are prepared for it.
Great. That was a nice heart-to-heart, I guess. Didn't get that on Claude's route, because Rhea was hecking dead. Oh dear, what is this game? Right, let's see what the hacking nonsense is. Oh good, we're all split up. Great! That's what I wanted. Enemy commander, that's going to be what's-his-name, isn't it? Who I think is in this room, if I remember rightly. Now what are these? Heal tile. Just floor, okay. Great. Right, who is where? We're actually not balanced too horribly here. I might go with that. Well, here we go, I suppose.
For thousands of years, we have existed underground, living on only that we might someday see our vengeance realized. Here and now, that vengeance is finally within our grasp. There is but one thing left to do.
I mean, do we ever find out, A, who these guys actually are, like where they came from, or B, how this guy is apparently thousands of years old but was still Edelgard's uncle? I guess not.
Destroy them! Damn those who stand with that arrogant goddess to oblivion, away from the world of the living! Now is the time. Remove the binding spell of Titanus. Let their metal bodies be drenched in blood!
What is that?
That, my dear Sertith, is a robot.
Beasts? No, I think not. They appear to have no will of their own. Someone must be controlling them.
Initiate all that remain! We must advance our preparations!
Okay, so how do I get down from being up here? Oh, doors, okay. So there's doors there and there. You guys can't get down there. But you guys can get down there. Okay. Right, this should be fun.
What's my strategy?
And nothing really that helpful over there.
I do this for all of us.
Well, this feels much less like a hallucination when it's not 4 in the morning, at least. Makes me feel somewhat better.
I'll do my best.
That music does not make me feel better, though, because it remains stupid. Right, I think I want these guys to team back up.
I'm in.
More fighting.
Oh, these guys have stairs as well. Interesting. Well, Lindy has to get down somehow, so I think we'll go for reuniting over here as well.
Why not?
Oh, yeah.
I will prevail.
I'm awake.
Let's make this quick.
Let's see how badly this is gonna go.
If only I'm not ready.
Yeah, that's not great. Okay, we've only lost Lindy. That could be worse. Oh, speaking of worse, that hacking music. I know I'm going on about it a lot, but wow, I hate it.
I'm gonna haunt you if I die.
Yeah, that's fair. You didn't, though. Wow, even flyers can't get over there. That's annoying.
That's it.
You don't need a door key.
All in.
Be careful.
Okie dokie. Who have I not moved yet? Who have I not moved yet? Oh. These guys.
This...
Oops. What a shame I don't care what he has to say. I do feel bad that Bernie died, but... Again, I just want to get this done.
I'm in.
Ooh, laptop's running out, okay. Took me a minute to find the end of my charger there, but we got there eventually.
All you.
Very good.
Thank you. Right, this is fun. Who has the key in here?
Still the king!
No, I didn't. Good lord. I'm an idiot. Just wanted to see what items he had. Okay, no one has a door key yet. That's obnoxious. I'd guess you probably have it then. Yeah.
I will prevail.
Let's make this quick.
Why not? You take nothing.
Just a scratch.
What's my strategy?
Go and get attacked is pretty much my strategy at this point.
I'll crush them all.
I'll do my best.
No talkie, big stressy. Not that I'm really that stressed about this, I'm mostly just concentrating.
Oh yeah!
No.
Yeah, that wasn't ideal.
A hard left.
There's more to be done.
I'll try.
Proceed carefully. Worked so hard.
Our losses aren't unfixable yet, which is why I'm not really bothering too much with people dying.
Let's make this quick.
Gosh, I love having someone with lockpick. Okay, we know now.
Remain cautious. I'll do my best.
Surround me.
Forgive.
Oh no. Okay, we can't lose Byla. That's going to be too much of a problem. Let's try this again. Okie dokes.
Let's make this quick.
Oh, yeah.
I will prevail.
What's my strategy?
I'm in.
I'm impressed.
I'll do my best.
Okay, no one died that time. We like that. Who got the door key? Balthus did. Okay, your range is just everywhere. Great. That's something to know. Okie dokes. I think we're nearly ready for the next phase.
Just a scratch.
I won't run.
Oh, you can't get past you. Yeah, that's an issue.
So you have shown yourself, Felstar. Or should I say, Sothis. I will spill every drop of blood in your body to fulfill the long-standing goal of the Agarthans.
Oh, Agarthans. That's who they are. Not that that means a single thing. But hey!
You're...
This'll do. Hey! Great! Done in less than half an hour. Probably won't be much at all by the time I cut out my prep and stuff.
You will never get to enjoy your victory.
It can't be.
For all Agarthans, let there be light!
Bomb Squad round 2? Yeah. They didn't even try to make it look like magic. They really just straight up went with the missile look. I mean, how cool would it have been if it was an actual ray of light or something, like a giant laser beam and not a giant, you know, weapon. Wow, they look unimpressed. I love it. Rhea, do you mind? Wow, she's actually being helpful. That's not so great.
It's coming down!
Yeah, why are we not running? Okay. That happened. That certainly was a thing. Don't understand it, but here we are.
Part 2. Silver Snow. Verdant Rain Moon. Following a Dream. The ambitions of those who slither in the dark are forever shattered with Shambhala's destruction. But in the process, Rhea is grievously injured. What fate awaits her, and who will bear the weight of Fodlan on their shoulders?
Wait, so is this the point where Rhea died in Claude's route? It's been quite a while and I don't really remember. Future Aurora, did it happen? I know you don't like going back to the 4 AM hallucinatory nightmare, but, you know, worth a look. And presumably we have a final battle to go, because we had hecking Nemesis and the joy that was God-shattering Star on Claude's, but... Yep, that's a whole other month. Okay.
Hang in there, Lady Rhea.
She needs help. Hurry! "5 years ago, when this place fell, an enormous white creature appeared on the battlefield. It was the Immaculate One. Rhea."
I mean, we know. Is this meant to be a revelation? We were there. Yes, she tried to save me.
What? You already knew her true identity?
Okay, so Seteth doesn't know that we know. Fair enough. Thinking back, I suppose so.
I see. In the past, the children of the goddess were all able to change their appearance, just like the Immaculate One. I lost that power long ago, but it seems Rhea has not.
Interesting. You're what? Byleth, put the pieces together. Yes, he's one of the children of the goddess.
Is it not obvious? Flayn and I both are.
It is pretty obvious, yeah.
We have protected Garreg Mach and all of Fodlan for a very long time. But now, The light of Rhea's life is on the verge of disappearing from this world. It is flickering.
I mean, I trust these two much more than Rhea to run the place, frankly. They still seem to have consciences, which, you know, I appreciate.
I do not know if she can be saved. Even if she is, I wonder if she will remain unchanged.
Professor, are you able to carry on Rhea's work? As the protector of Fodlan, and as leader of the people who live here.
I mean, I get the impression I don't get much of a choice.
You must defend the people, guide them and teach them, join their hearts and spread peace across the whole of the land.
It is not as though you must become the Archbishop, but Fodlan needs leadership. It is up to you to govern this war-torn land.
Aye.
You need not reply right this moment. We will strive to heal Rhea as best we can.
And I still think Violet's a better choice over Rhea, let's face it.
Perhaps it would help to seek counsel from our friends at the monastery about this matter.
I agree. When your mind is made up, please speak with me. I would ask that you give me your decision in the presence of Rhea herself.
No pressure then? Okay. And that seems like an appropriate place to end for now, I guess. So next time we could be finishing this route. And thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you then. Goodbye for now.